What is going on YouTube? It's your boy Sam from Team Sam X1 here, and today guys I'm coming at you with the brand new Adamancipator deck profile for the Master Rule April 2020 format. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Super excited to be showcasing you guys my take on Adamancipator. I believe this deck is super explosive, super fun to play, and it just utilizes the synchro mechanic really well, and especially with the Master Rule 2020 taking into effect, it's gonna be a lot of fun to play this deck, guys. So in this video, what's most important for me is to explain to you guys the combos and strategies behind this deck. So that's what's really important to me. So I'm not gonna go in depth too much on the deck profile. I'm gonna be mainly focusing on the combos. If you guys want to get an in-depth scope on this entire deck, you know, their functionality, what the deck does, and what each card does in depth, I recommend you guys checking out the first video that I posted this week. If you guys are interested in that and want to see something super full detailed and in-depth, make sure you guys visit the link in the description box below. It'll be the top of the description for you guys to check out that video. As always, smash that thumbs up button. It'll be absolutely amazing. Let's aim for 2,000 plus likes for this video. If this video gets 2,000 plus likes, Eldritch deck profile, Golden Lords, here I come. Guys, 2,000 plus likes. If you guys get this video 2,000 plus likes, tomorrow, Friday, I got you guys on the Eldritch deck profile. And also on Friday, which is tomorrow, I'm having a live box breaks for Secret Slayer. So make sure you guys get your box breaks today. Hit the link in the description box below. It will be a really awesome live stream. I'll see you guys on Friday at 6 p.m. EST here on YouTube. So make sure you guys get your box breaks down below. Alright guys, don't waste any more of your time. Without further ado, let's hop straight into the deck profile. Triple Adamancipator Seeker. First and foremost, let me get one thing out of the way. All the Adamancipator tuner monsters are the heart and soul of the entire deck. All the Adamancipator tuner monsters have the exact same ability where you can excavate the top 5 cards of your deck, and if you do, you can special one excavated level 4 or lower non-tuner rock monster, also place the rest to the bottom of your deck in any order. So the 3 tuner monsters all have that same exact ability, but the only differences between the tuner monsters is the way that you can actually special summon them to your side of the field. So Seeker has the ability to special summon itself to your side of the field if you control an Adamancipator monster. Next, you want to play triple copies of Adamancipator Researcher, and the reason why Adamancipator Researcher is so good is because if you control any rock monster, it doesn't have to specifically be an Adamancipator monster. You can special summon this card from your hand. So the entire goal behind this deck is trying to get these 3 tuners on the field as much as possible to activate their secondary effects, to try to excavate the top 5 cards of your deck to see a level 4 or lower non-tuner rock monster, so you can special summon them to your side of the field, so that way you can go into your synchro monsters, and both of her effects are once per turn, and it goes for every single Adamancipator tuner monster as well. And the last tuner monster you're playing in the deck is triple Adamancipator Analyzer. Analyzer is a level 4 tuner for the deck, and the special summon ability of this card is only really good once you're going second. The wonderful thing about this deck is that I can either go first or second. Going second, you can easily special summon cards on the board like Analyzer to actually help build up into your single plays